Hey everyone, welcome to Unlocking Connections, the podcast where we dive deep into the world of relationships, sex, and even intimacy. I'm your host, Darren, and today we're going to tackle one of the most important ingredients for a healthy, thriving relationship, and that's communication. Whether you're navigating a new relationship or if you've been with your partner for years trying to master communication, it's the key to unlocking deeper connections and also understanding. So if you're ever wondering how to express yourself better or to avoid common pitfalls and truly hear your partner, this episode is for you. Get ready for some real talk, actionable tips, and maybe a few light bulb moments along the way. Let's dive in. So why? Because every relationship, no matter how strong it is, no matter how perfect you assume that you are, it's built on conversations you have or sometimes don't have. So grab a drink, get comfortable, and let's get real about how you can supercharge your community and make your relationship not just work, but flourish. So why is communication everything? Why, right? I know people, we shouldn't, we don't have, no, you have to communicate. Don't try to be silent. No. Communication is everything. We're going to start with the basics of why communication is such a big deal. We all know it's important, but how important? I'll give you an idea. Let's think of communication like blood pumping through the veins of your relationship. Without it, things get tense, assumptions grow, and soon you're dealing with misunderstanding that could have been easily avoided. At its core, good communication, it creates understanding. It fosters trust. It builds intimacy. It's what keeps two people connected emotionally, mentally, and even physically. And I stress this so much to everyone. When communication breaks down, little things become so big. A simple, can we talk, can turn into a full blown argument because of one, tone, two, timing, or three, maybe body language. On the other hand, effective communication opens the door for vulnerability. And that was the last couple of episodes. Vulnerability and healthy foundations. It opens the door to empathy. It opens the door to clarity. Here's something to think about. According to relationship expert, and this is just me doing my research, couples who communicate well are not only more likely to resolve conflict faster, but they're reported feeling closer, more satisfied, and yes, even more in love with one another. So whether you are dealing with a disagreement, discussing future plans, or sharing your needs, mastering the art of communication is key. That helps you to get to the next level of your relationship. But what does effective communication really looks like? We're going to break that down too. I want to give you something, and please, you feel like anyone needs to hear this, allow them to. The 5 pillars of effective communication. I'm excited about this. There are 5 essential pillars of effective communication. And today, I'm going to talk you and walk you through each one. These are building blocks that can take your conversation from meh to meaningful. You ready? Here we go. Active listening. Hearing what's not being said. Most of us think we're good listeners, but here's the thing. Listening isn't just about hearing the words. Tuning in to emotions behind the words. Actively listening means that it's not just waiting your turn to talk. You're engaged, present, and genuinely interested in what your partner is saying, verbally and non-verbally. I'll give you an example. I'll give you a perfect example. Let's say your partner says, I don't feel like we spend enough time together. An active listener is just gonna nod and move on. They'll respond with something like, it sounds like you're feeling disconnected. Because we haven't had much quality. We need that quality time, right? What can we do to change that? Now you're showing understanding and not just the words, but most importantly, their feelings. Make sense? Let that resonate a little bit. Non-communication, non-verbal communication, the silent conversation. Here's a fun fact. 55% of the community of, excuse me, 55% of the communication is body language. Yep. Even when you're not saying anything, you're still communicating, crossing your arms, avoiding contact, or even your posture can send signals that you like, like top 10. A partner can pick up on all of that. So are you open and engaged, or are you just being closed off and defensive? Pay attention to what body language might be saying, because sometimes it speaks louder than words. I'll give you a tip, give you a perfect tip for this one. And this is something my therapist taught me, but I wanted to put this into my script for myself because I learned this from her. When discussing something important, make eye contact, lean in slightly, and uncross your arms. You will be amazed of how much receptive feedback that you will get and connection your partner feels. They will feel connected. They'll feel like, okay, they listening to me. You get what I'm saying? So, like I said, you'll be amazed how much more receptive and connected your partner feels just by your body language. Number 3, vulnerability. Oof. I think that was on the 4th, 5th episode that I was talking about. The power of being real, being vulnerable in a relationship can be scary, right? Everybody's scared of it. But here's the secret to vulnerability. This is where all the magic happens. It's about letting your guard down and saying, this is who I am, flaws and all. And when you share insecurities, fears, or even desires, you create a space where true intimacy can thrive. Real life example, try something like, I've been feeling overwhelmed lately, and I love it. You can help me out. Can you help me out with my mental? I'm not having a good day. It's honest, vulnerable, and it shows your partner to step up and meet your needs. Number 4, and remember, we're talking about all the 5 pillars. Expressing needs clearly. Stop playing the guessing game. This ain't no riddle. Here's a scenario we've all been in. Expecting our partner just to know what we need. My therapist taught me that too, so I put this in there for a reason. Only to end up disappointing. She said, my therapist said, how you going to expect for someone to know you, but you didn't even tell them your needs? We all fall into the trap of thinking if they love me, they know me. But the truth is, your partner is not a mind reader. If you need something, say it. Be clear, direct, and specific. Okay? So try this. Instead of hinting or getting frustrated, say something like, I feel really loved when we spend quality time together. Can we make that happen this weekend? Now, You set the expectations without a guessing game. Last but not least, number 5, conflict resolution, fighting fair. Let's be real. Conflicts happen in every relationship, but it's how you handle them that makes a difference. One of my biggest takeaway from this is the biggest mistake couples make is attacking each other instead of the problem, deflecting. When you're upset, you focus on expressing how you feel rather than what your partner did wrong. Use I statements to keep things constructive. I'll give you an example. And I really hope that you hear me with this. You never listen to me. Try. I feel unheard when you don't acknowledge what I'm saying. This way, you're talking about your feelings without putting yourself or your partner into a defense mode. Because once you do that, the conversation is over. It's dead. There's nothing else to really talk about. Avoid common communication pitfalls. Come on, like, avoid that. Now that we cover the essentials, let's talk about the mistakes we've all made and how to avoid that. Number 1, mind reading. Mind reading expectations. We all do it. I still do it sometimes. Expecting our partner to know exactly what we're thinking or feeling. But newsflash, even the best partner in the world cannot read your mind. How do you think that's possible? How do you expect for your partner to show you how love looks and them to support you if you will not let them? They can't read your mind. So if it's something bothering you, say it. Bottling it all up, it's going to only lead to frustration and resentment. Number 2, passive aggressiveness, the silent sabotage. You know those little digs or sarcastic remarks? I guess I'll do it myself as usually. Yeah, that's passive aggressive. It's communications. Like, it's your communication worst enemy. Instead of being like so indirect, practice saying what's really on your mind, kindly and clearly. Number 3, the shutdown, the stonewalling. Never just like, you ever just like walk away from an argument, shut down, or give the silent treatment? That's called stonewalling. It's the fact that you're putting up a wall just to shut yourself down, and that's the way you communicate. It's a relationship killer. If things get heated, ask for a short break to cool down. But make sure you come back to the conversation when you're ready. Say, hey, I just need a minute. Can you give me an hour? Let yourself process it. Number 4, dragging old fights, bringing up past issues during a new argument. It's like throwing gasoline on fire. You might as well just throw it. Stay focused on the issue at hand. Avoid using phrases like you always or you never. Stick to the present. Stick to right now. I caution you to do that. Supercharging your communication. Let's talk about a little bit more positive because I know it's gonna hit home for some people, right? But let's talk about. I'm so excited about this. So, how do we take all of this and put it into action? I got a few tips for you to boost your communication. Starting today, have regular check-ins. Set aside time weekly or monthly to check in with your partner about things. See how everything is going with one another. These moments is going to give you a chance to talk about your needs, concerns, and any lingering issues before they become bigger problems. It's almost like somebody trying to sweep it under the rug and they don't want to talk about it. Practice using I in the statement. It's a simple shift that makes a difference. Frame from your perspective to avoiding or sounding like, you're just accusing them. Accusation. Number 3, lean into empathy. See, I'm leaning into empathy. When your partner is talking, try to look at them eye to eye, most importantly. Try to see things from their perspective. And most importantly, you ask yourself, how would I feel if the shoes were on the other side? That's empathy. It's essential for healthy communication. Number 4, because a lot of people get nervous about this. Don't be afraid to seek help. If communication feels impossible or you're stuck in the same cycle, consider like therapy, couples therapy. Sometimes a neutral third party can help you see things in a newer light or a different perspective. It'll shift you because, this is somebody outside that most importantly is certified. So it's time for the listener question of the day. We got a great one today from Zane. That's his name. Shout out to Zane. Thank you so much. They asked, how can I bring up difficult topics without making my partner defensive? Number 1, that's a fantastic question. One of the best ways is to approach the conversation with curiosity rather than criticism. Start by acknowledging the importance of the relationship and why the conversation matters to you. You already know what's coming up in example. Because I know you're like, well, what is the example? Because I know he's probably saying the same thing. For example, I really care about us. And there's something on my mind that I'd love to talk about. Then you share your thoughts gently using those I statements we talked about earlier. Okay? I feel. If you can do that, you will have a successful relationship. You will learn how love looks, and it will remain strong and neutral. And that's a wrap for today's episode of Unlocking Connections. I hope you're feeling inspired and ready to take your communication skills to the next level. Remember, relationships aren't about being perfect. They're about growing and learning and staying connected through the ups and downs. So take what you learned today, apply it to your conversations, and watch how it transforms your relationship. If you enjoyed this episode, which I hope that you did, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who can use a little communication boost, okay? We love hearing stories. I know y'all do, I do. I love hearing your stories and questions. So feel free to reach out on social media or drop us a message. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, keep the conversations going and keep unlocking those connections with one another. I'm your host, Darren, and you have a good day.